The 68th Miss World final takes place in Sanya, China tomorrow, and the CEO of the contest, Julia Morley, joins us live from there now. Good morning to you. What can we expect from the contest this year?
Hello. Well, you can expect a fantastic show. The viewers across the world, there's at the moment on the internet, there's over 4.5 billion people watching, but I hope that you'll enjoy what we do. We have a lot of countries, 118, and you'll find it a lovely show.
Well, you've been involved with it for such a long time, and one of those, I think it was your idea, wasn't it, back in 1971, yeah, to make the change and make it beauty with a purpose and make it less about looks and more about something else. And that's been something that you've pushed for, to change the contest throughout the years. Yeah. Tell me about that.
You're right, yeah. Well, it was important for us. It was an era before that where, if you look back, it started in '51 and it was just after the war. And knowing the girls as I did from around the world, it was very exciting to hear about them. And I was in Singapore and met an old lady who worked with children there. And she was very gentle, very sweet, and she'd done it all her life. And she told me that if you light one candle in the darkness, it's better than not to see at all, and that was her job. And she said, I have a purpose, and it seemed to me to be something we should all have. And from then on, each year, the licence holders have been working with their representatives to do something useful in their country. Now today, it's just an amazing... we go across the world showing everybody, learning from the young women that have started their projects. We go in and support them. It raises a lot of money, but more importantly, it raises awareness for things like women who don't have sanitary towels, women who need their families to understand that you do have periods as women. And we've just been across India and the other 4 continents to put across the message that, you know, there is a very important issue for women not to feel uncomfortable so they can go to school. So, and that's been very successful. The government have dropped the tax on sanitary towels, and girls now can go into school, the majority of the schools now, and buy sanitary towels from a machine. So from that point of view, it's brilliant. We're able to put across messages, not my message, but the message of young women today.
Yeah. And there is still controversy around the Miss World pageant. There's still people that suggest that some of the rules and regulations are outdated. We saw Miss Ukraine was stripped of her title because she lied on her application form and she said that she wasn't a mother when, in fact, she was a mother. And in the 21st century, should the fact that you have single mums or young women that are mothers entering the competition because they want to come and enjoy all the benefits of being seen in the Miss World pageant, should they be stripped of the opportunity of being Miss Ukraine or being known and experiencing that because they have children?
You know, it's quite interesting. I don't care, and it doesn't matter to me whether people should be allowed to do things, but let me ask you this question. When you're trying to get a worldwide organisation to agree, you have to look to everyone and they vote as to what is acceptable. Now, whatever I feel, or whatever Europe feels, is one thing. What the rest of the world may feel, when they've got to look at their various religions, various things, if you can understand that we don't just have our own feelings, we have to consider others. So what we try to do is get a balance. That's why next year we have 140 nations coming together. Doesn't mean that we don't feel that Miss Ukraine is right. I do feel sorry for her. But if you look at the whole picture, you see that around the world we're gradually getting every woman in who's able to put our views across. People, architects, civil engineers, doctors, lawyers, and they're all participating because they're useful.
Now, there's a movie being made, isn't there? Misbehaviour, I think it's called. Keeley Hawes is playing you, and it looks at a period where there was a big demonstration at a Miss World contest in the 70s. Flower bombs were thrown at the rise of women's lib, and I think you famously dragged Bob Hope, who ran off stage, because he was rather frightened at the time. You dragged him back on to face the music.
Well, I don't like to spoil a film's right to be a little exaggeration. Let's allow it. But the thing was that Bob Hope did. We used to go on tour to Vietnam and all places, but he did feel what was happening, and I understood that. But I also had an understanding for women trying to get their help. They didn't come to me and ask me, because when I said, why didn't you? They said, because we wanted to use you as a bandwagon to promote the cause of women's lib, which was fine. I didn't mind. But the only thing I would say is this, that in the audience, it was 100% ladies from all over the country who played bingo. Now, old, lovely, wonderful bingo ladies didn't deserve to have flour thrown on them, and I admired them for their tenacity. But I would say, you know, we're women too.
I'm very diplomatic.
Don't make judgments
I can see why you do what you do. Yeah, you're very polite.
I think it's set to be a fascinating film. Keeley Hawes is going to be playing.
You should come and see us.
Well, I'm fascinated. I know that there's a number of other pageants, Julia. There's a number of other pageants, beauty pageants around the world, including Miss Universe, which is having their first transgender contestant. Miss Spain is transgender.
Well, when we have licence holders meeting, we all get together. For me personally, I've got a fantastic team. We all love everybody, and there's no reason where you can be transgender, can be what you like. But it's horses for courses. If you're trying to have goodwill around the world, you've got to have a balance to what everyone accepts. That way you can do more than scream and yell and say,
you are the CEO, though, aren't you, Julia?
And
you can lead the charge in those sorts of things. If you come from a country or part of the world where people are more open, you can lead the way and push that forward, can't you, that change?
You're so right, and that's what I'm doing. I'm doing it in my way, with the help of all the countries, because, you see, we all have meetings, we all talk together, and we share, and we make decisions collectively. You know as well as I do, in television you have to make decisions that sometimes you don't like, because somebody tells you it's the thing to do, or you've got to talk about this because it's politically correct. I try not to be politically correct. I try to be socially correct. And you know, it's great fun what we do, but we do a huge amount, or they do, the young women, a huge amount across the world that's useful. And it will give women the chance to be educated and to think for themselves.
Yeah.
And for boys, we have Mr. World too, you know.
You do
they
that
need
finally,
as much help as the girls do.
Yeah.
So give them a chance too.